what I'm going to really do is lay a foundation for you to be able to function on your businesses, okay? Because I was originally going to come talk to you guys about branding, but I realized that branding is foundational. Branding is the true and it's the tree of the root of that you set in place, okay? So it's more important to have the root established so that the branding will be seamless, because it's really what you represent and what you stand for, okay? So I'm gonna jump right in and I'll tell you a little bit more about what I do as I go. I'm gonna pay attention to my notepad. That's my sister, hi.
Yes.
That's my youngest sister. Okay, so I'm gonna pay attention to this so I can keep on time and then somebody flag me down because I'll talk, okay? So let me know if any of these thoughts, first of all, any business owners already, aspiring business owners. I got an idea, but I don't know if I can make it work. Yeah. Okay, so let me know if any of these thoughts resonate with you, or that you feel like you can relate in any way, okay? Now is not a good time. Now is not a good time for me to start my business. I'm not equipped. I'm not even experienced enough to do it. No one will listen to what I have to say. I don't have any money or resources to start. Feeling of inadequacies and insufficiencies that speak louder than your purpose and call. Sometimes you're trying to figure out which voice that you're listening to. You deal with procrastination because there's a tug of war on the inside trying to determine if this idea will work. Is this just a fluke? Am I just, am I daydreaming it? Is my dream sufficient? Can my dream actually work? So you put it off because you know what? I have 1,000 ideas and I'm really, really creative, but it's just too overwhelming for me to think about, so you put the whole thing on the shelf. Can you relate to any of those things? Because I'm telling you that those things are not true. Each and every one of those things are not true. The time is now. The time is now. Because when you're a business owner, you are a problem solver. We're service providers. We create solutions to problems, and that is always an accurate time to do that. Right? You are experienced enough because your experience has qualified you. Your experience has qualified you. You're still here, so that means that you can teach me something, right? Someone will listen to you because there's someone for everyone. Not every time you step into a room, especially like this, everyone will be cold to your ear. But there will be some that you will speak right to the hearts of. You will penetrate right through because they will relate with you. So there is someone that will listen to you, okay? And you don't need money to start. All you need is your voice. That's all you need is your voice. The truth is that when your business is attached to your purpose, you can't break it. You can only develop it. I'm going to say it again. Okay? When your business is attached to your purpose, you can't break it. You can't mess it up. You can only develop it. Because it's already in you. None of you had to wake up this morning and say, I want to be a woman. Because you grew up and you were beautiful women, right? You woke up and you were beautiful women. So sometimes we're trying to look and search for something that's already inside of you. It's wells that's just untapped. Your responsibility is to explore your skills, your talents, your abilities. Those things that you do that's natural, that's seamless for others. Now, every time that, Michelle, she said I'm the only one to do this professionally, but let me tell you the truth. Mentally, you don't know what I do to be able to get up here and do this. And I've done this on very big platforms and everything else. And you would never know that I thought I was going to fall out or faint at any moment. No one ever knows that. No one ever knows that. And the reason why is because my purpose to be able to give you something overrides any fear that I could possibly think. Because when it comes down to the get down, is that your fears really have to do with your self-awareness or over self-awareness of your inadequacies, thinking that you're not good enough to do what you're doing anyway. That's the truth. Okay? When you allow God to tap into those inner wells, when you do your part and begin to explore your giftings, your talents, your callings, your abilities, you allow him to be able to stand up tall in that. Because that's what he wants, is access. He wants access. So you do your part and you steward. Okay, so like I said, as business owners, we resolve issues. We create solutions. We offer products and services in exchange for monetary value, right? If you're offering products and services and no one's paying you, that's a hobby, right? That's not necessarily a business. So when you transition into people exchanging because they found that what you offer is valuable, now we're working, now we're in business. I remember my first transaction, and I did a one-on-one coaching, and I thought it was a joke. when the PayPal notification popped up. Amen. It was nothing like that first feeling that I was able to ever really give somebody something. And let me tell you, so I do certified life and business coaching, I do relationship coaching, I do empowerment for women. My ministry is not just women, it is men too. In the millennial age, dealing with different leaders and their callings, those that's called to influence, that have been impacted in areas of their identity, and I'll tell you what that looks like. But when I was doing all that I was doing, I realized it was something I always did. People was calling me a life coach way before I got a certification. People was calling me a counselor way before. I got a bachelor's degree in psychology and Christian counseling from Liberty University. So it was something that was already in me. So you're probably already doing the thing that you're trying to learn how to do.
That's right. Yeah.
It's something that you naturally do. If you have the ability to take pictures or find beauty in things and everything else, you probably have a lot to do with healing. That's like part of a healing ministry where you adorn things and you accessorize things and you make things beautiful and you find like almost like the lost art and beauty of something that did not appear beautiful at first, but you found beauty in it. So it's something that's already dwelling there, making sure that you know that you're not lacking anything. You're not missing anything. You're not lacking anything. We have a responsibility to operate in integrity as business owners with respect, with honor and excellence and good stewardship. As business owners, we have a responsibility to operate in integrity, respect and honor, excellence and good stewardship. And how do you do this? You do this by establishing a clear value system of what you believe and what you represent. So even if you've already started, you still can regroup. If you haven't started yet, just be sure and clear on your morals, your values, and your personal belief system as to why you're doing what you're doing, because that's the governing and the standard of your business. Because you're offering a service. And all of us have had bad customer service. Right? My flight was delayed several times through American Airlines, and I'm really looking forward to calling their supervisors tomorrow. Okay? So we've all experienced that. Okay? Let's see where I want to go here. I always tell people when you want to reach a level of success or whatever you're striving toward, that you must build and determine your own definition of it. So what does success look like to you? Because what it looks like to you is not what it looks like to me. But you must have that established first, because that's your measuring stick. Otherwise, what are you aspiring to? So otherwise, people will deem themselves as unsuccessful. But they didn't have anything or any goal to begin with of what they were aiming toward. So did you fail? Because failure is really not failure. Failure is you went one route and you realize that you had to get rerouted to another direction. So it's not failure. You just have to find an alternate route. If you're driving I'm from New York City, and if I was on my way driving to New York City and 13 was closed, I'm going to go get on 95. I'm not going to say, oh, I failed at my trip. I'm going to find another way to get there. But that all matters when you're trying to determine what success looks like to you. Okay? So make sure that's something that you define. Otherwise, if you don't have a measuring stick, you won't be content. What's your goals? Do you have a certain amount of people that you want to offer service to? Do you have a certain amount of finance or income or money that you want to make every month? If you start the month without it, I don't start any of my days, even if I don't get to plan it the night before, without having written out a schedule. I go get coffee, I get a pen and pad, get my calendar, and then I write out what I'm going to do today. So that's time management, that's stewardship of your time, and make sure that you have allotted time to be able to do everything that you need to accomplish, and you don't leave nothing out. So are you just wanderously aiming through the day, or are you intentional about what you need to accomplish? Okay, because that matters. I've been a kingdompreneur now for the past three or so years. And the difference between a kingdompreneur and an entrepreneur is that I use everything that I do, every gift and talent that I have to advance the kingdom of God.
Come on.
That's the difference. Okay? So about 3 years or so, and all I wanted to do was do a greeting card company. You know, I went to, Hallmark, and it's like, you're a little too deep. I said, okay, that's fine. I don't need you. I can do my own, situation. So I started my own. And so I just wanted to do like little blurts of inspiration to people to encourage them and inspire them. But that rolled over into me writing my first book, and then my own publishing services company, and then in an anthology that made bestseller. You see, so it opened doors to one thing begot another, begot another, begot another. Because I took the first step of not knowing exactly where I was going to land, but I just took the first step to pursue what I knew was there, which is I had a gifting to write. I love to write. I love to paint pictures with words. And I love the feeling of when light was shed and I was enlightened in something. It changed how I made my decisions. It changed how I governed my choices, how I govern my affairs. So I wanted to give that. I wanted to give that. And I went through a lot of things you shouldn't do. So I became an expert in what you should do because I know do the opposite of what I say. So if I can't teach you anything, I tell you don't do what I did. You see? Don't do what I did. So since then, Kiyanni Impacts has evolved. It has evolved greatly. So originally it was a consulting and marketing, and it still actually is consulting and marketing, but just in a different fashion. And so I had the bachelor's degree in psychology and Christian counseling, and I was supposed to be a marriage family therapist. Because I love counseling, but then the other part of me that wanted to see people well and healed, with mental health and whole, was I love marketing. I love being able to get a message out, and I love it to be able to attack everybody that's supposed to attack. So oftentimes what marketing basically is that's just saying that the message that I have, I'm going to get it out to everybody it's intended to. That's in short in marketing. And it's something that I always loved. I loved business. When I was very small, my grandmother had 6 pair of reading glasses. I mean, my God, it was glasses for the TV. It was glasses for to eat. It was glasses to read, all the different reading glasses. And I used to put her glasses on my little face. And I wasn't very much bigger than I am now. And I would sit at a folding table, and she would give me a plastic cup. And I would put pens and crayons and pencils in it, and I would line my Cabbage Patches up, and I was a consultant because I watched TV a lot, and I still watch Lifetime, and I would line my dolls up, and I would give them, not only the word of the Lord, but I'll tell them what it takes for them to be successful. I've been doing this thing since I was small. So it's a part of who I was. I love business. Oh, I got a timer. Amen. Okay. So I eventually evolved to, I combined both businesses, publishing services, and I combined the consulting. And now it's just Kiyanni Impacts LLC, which is a branding decision to make sure that people was able to identify me easily, because with your branding, you need to be able to identify you. And so it also got narrowed down to me helping so many different people. I realized who God called me to specifically, which was leaders, people with influence, people that talk to the masses and impact everyone that they can get their hands on and change the world around them. So leaders, I realized, had been impacted their identity, that had endured trauma, just regular life situations, and they were living substandard. They were living in survival mode. They were not healed. They had unresolved issues. They had open doors from their past. They didn't know who they were. So they were living content, not willing to grow any further, scared, kind of in a box, stagnant, dealing with chronic procrastination, impacted in their identity, because when you know you are, you operate differently. Okay? It's a faith walk from the beginning to the end. You're trusting a process by being committed to seeing it through to completion. So you always want to check your motives too when you're going into business, because the first time somebody doesn't like your status on Facebook or rejects you in sales, because that's a part of selling, is being rejected, right? Will you quit or will you continue? Okay? So 3 keys to how to overcome, so I can begin to wrap this up so they don't flag me down. Okay? 3 keys to overcome in business to effectively deal successfully and strong. So we're talking about overcoming. Yes, it's a part of defeat. You're overcoming something that was not able to defeat you, but it's also talking about your successful dealings with a thing. Okay? So 3 keys. The first one is wholeness in mind, soul, and spirit. Take the time to invest in your healing because you're worth it. It takes courage to be healed. You know you have issues. You know you have things that, and your family knows it too, your friends and your loved ones. Everybody that's a part of your life knows your shortcomings. And deep down, you kind of know it too. And it's not enough to say, you know what, that's just the way I am. That's just my personality. And then you make everybody else deal with your beautiful personality. Take the time to be healed. You know why? Because you're all going to deal with rejection concerning business. And as soon as someone rejects your product or service that you offer, you're going to think they're rejecting you. Thinking that you are what your business is and you are what you do, and you are not. You're a person that God has made beautiful and talented gifts and wonders, and that is separate from what you do than who you are. Okay? Wholeness allows you to operate with clarity, focus, precision, purity, and wisdom. So you can minister from a place of good character, from the inside out. Oftentimes I'm able to relate to people is because I come from the inside out and not the outside in. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. People want to hear the truth. They want to hear your genuine, authentic self. And the anointing can only flow through genuine authenticity. Okay? You want to make sure you're not bleeding out on others too. If you're dealing with a lot of brokenness and you want to pour out to people, don't give people your dirty water. Come from a place of purity. Okay? The second thing is identity. Knowing who you are. Knowing whose you are. Being clear on what God has called you to do. You're not what you do. He's using you as a conduit to do. Okay? If you identify yourself with what you do and not who you are, failure will cripple you. Or failed attempts will cripple you. I'm very, very sorry. There's no shortcuts. The only way to find out who you are is through the Creator that made you, and it is Jesus Christ. Right. There's no way around that. That's right. There's no way around that. So regarding the plans for your life, why you were born, who your Creator is, you want to seek instruction from the Creator. Because you don't try to put together a dresser or a desk and you don't look at the manual. Well, you shouldn't. You just waste time. Okay? Last point to overcoming in business is to have a resolve. Being settled, at peace, determined, for sure, not shaken or swayed. This means that your motives are clear, that you're in it for the long haul. Whether God has called you to a 9 to 5, whether you're career-based and or full-time entrepreneurship, you should have more than one stream of income. Did everybody hear that? Even if you're career-based, you should have more than one stream of income because that's just kingdom. And at the end of the day, your finances and your provision is a form and a stream of power that gives you influence to be able to make the change in the difference. Okay? Amen. So my name is Kiyanni B, Kiyanni, B as in Brian. I'm on social media networks. And I have a leadership accountability free Facebook group where we develop and we train. And we're just getting ready to get started. Thank you so much.